When I tell you this is a hell of a story, cops end up killing a pet goat, then cooking, barbecuing the goat for themselves. It's a hell of a thing. Let's put the picture up full mass. If this was not a story that we vetted, I wouldn't believe it. Okay? A California woman sold her daughter's pet goat to her local county and district state fair. But now she's suing them after they allegedly slaughtered and barbecued it. Jessica Long purchased Cedar, the beloved pet goat, in April. This was 2022, for her 9-year-old daughter, who cared for the farm animal every day. Long purchased the goat for her daughter to enter into the 4-H program. Big ups to 4-H, by the way. The Shasta District Fair. Children are taught how to care for farm animals. The animals are then entered in an auction to be sold and then slaughtered for meat in hopes of teaching children about the work and care needed to raise livestock and provide food as farmers and ranchers. Long pleaded for the fair to make an exception and let her and her daughter take Cedar back. Aware that Cedar had already been sold in auction, she also offered to pay you back for the goat and any other expenses I caused, according to the letter obtained by the Times. Instead, officials reached out to the county sheriff's office, armed with a search warrant. Detectives drove more than 500 miles, across Northern California in search for a damn goat. Okay? This is according to the search warrant. Deputies believe Cedar was staying at Bleeding Hearts Farm and Sanctuary in Napa County. Based on the fact that the sanctuary had posted on Instagram its support for Long and urging people to call the district fair to convince them to spare Cedar. But Long had taken Cedar to a farm in Sonoma County because she and her family live in a residential area in Shasta County and are unable to farm animals there. Echoing language used when law enforcement search a home for drugs, the warrant allowed deputies, and I quote, unbelievable, to utilize breaching equipment to force open doorways, entry doors, exit doors, and locked containers, and to search all rooms, garages, and storage rooms and outbuildings of any kind large enough to accommodate a small goat. Cedar was taken and slaughtered. What in the hell is going on? They put out a warrant for a goat, drive 500 miles to go get the goat, obtain a warrant from a judge that's so damn specific they could find a needle in a haystack, literally. Obtain the goat, slaughter the goat, cook the goat, and eat the goat. What? Now let me put this in another context, because the lawsuit is spot on. I want you to think about this in the sense of evidence, okay? Or in the sense of obtaining undue enrichment. If we're talking about a search warrant for, let's say, drugs or money, okay, or some other item, and the police take it, the police get a warrant, they drive 500 miles, and they seize the money, they seize the drugs, or they seize the item, okay? And then they use it for personal use. Oh, that's a felony. That's against the law. But that's exactly what they did here. They got a warrant, drove 500 miles, obtained the merchandise known as the goat, and used it for personal use. The lawsuit. Long has since filed a federal lawsuit against the district fair officials and the county, arguing it committed an egregious waste of police resources, violated her and her daughter's Fourth Amendment and 14th Amendment rights, protecting them from unreasonable searches and seizures and due process. Long and her attorneys alleged the dispute was a civil matter she was willing to resolve. And that is the icing on this dysfunctional cake. This matter was never a criminal matter from start. It was a civil matter that they decided to become creative and make it a criminal matter for what? To go get a goat that they cook and eat? These are some sick SOBs. Obviously, the story is now developing since everyone has caught wind of it in the media. We will see what the response is during the week. Sharon, what are your thoughts on this?
I'd like it to be a criminal matter now.
Yeah.
Remember Charlotte's Web, Dr. Richey?
Oh, yeah.
Even Wilbur got to live. He went to the county fair. He got to live. Who
did.
are these sick people? I think it should be a criminal matter, and they should be sentenced to 10 years of watching Charlotte's Web on loop. This is despicable.
It's so sad, and we can't even understand the why. What would make a cop want to even drive 500 miles to do something like this? It is insane. Obviously, there's more to the story that we do not know. Hell, it could be something as simple as a bet or a vendetta. We don't know. But to drive 500 miles, 1,000 miles round trip for a damn goat is a misuse of police resources. I don't care what district you're in.